reinforcing players what was a longer rotate than usual.
It's also way different from the pace we saw yesterday at the start of the game, right? There's no shot. Like, we're not even going to come close to that 7th zone search. 5 players need to go down. This is a pretty difficult rotation. You can tell players know that, like, hey, we have to pick up the pace a little bit. Even if you're in that 3rd through 50th range, you know there is money to be made if you can be successful. And right now, Duke and Jamper, it looks like they're going for the early high ground. Cold is looking for a little bit of room, a little bit of space to do just something, but with only 9 builds, the Medmist and the 2 minis, he's gonna have to dig in deep. The wood, not gonna be enough. A monstrous shot, but Avery takes advantage of it, and him and Muzz have really been pushing up and challenging and playing very well as a duo.
Meanwhile, Kanat and Agers now find themselves in 7th place in the front side of low ground zone. I love that position on high ground. No one has truly claimed it, but there is Degen and Niamzo eyeing it up, thinking about it, and now they go on up. Miro and Bugha think about going for it, but it's not going to be a good idea as Miro almost loses his tournament run there for a second. Things have to slow down now. He is well above the surge. It's not going to be an issue at all for this lobby as players are falling. Byla is down, but not before picking up 3 more elims.
I was just about to say he's down, but he picked up a pair on the backside of the zone, and not even a pair. He finds the spare there as he gets threats and rides +1. So continuing the absurd run, 6 eliminations from them, but Peterbot is going to have to do something ridiculous as a solo. No stranger to him as he finds it. What a shot, Peterbot!
A huge shot there. Now he's swinging on around. He's got plenty of maps to play with as well. And you are seeing why Peterbot and Byla are making statement plays round after round. Here it is, though. There is still more to earn here with every team that goes down. More placement points, but elims are better. Get those instead. That's worth 3 if he gets the full confirm. Another down body here. He could play for that, but no. Smarter than that. Playing for second height. This is an end game push right now.
Bugha taken down by Smacked as well, and if we're looking over, we've already seen 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th coming into this game has dropped. If you're Peterbot and Byla, there's tons of daylight, but up top, Iamzo and Degen trying to rip it away. Iamzo will get one, but Degen gets knocked.
And that's a solo now on high ground. That is so scary. That means this win is not completely free. He is trying to break it down. He doesn't trust if there's anyone up above, and there is a player there. It's Larson. Iamzo now, with a very bold play, has to slide on out. He's very hurt, though. Peterbot, meanwhile, on the side here, clutching up as ever, just trying to hold on to the game. Down goes Degen. Down goes Jamper. We're inside the top 10.
And this is what Peterbot does so absurdly well, is he finds the angle, he cuts off the player, and then he about faces and puts pressure on him. But right now the pressure is on Miro, trying to throw a ramp up in his face. Who fishing cast on the other side. Great level change, but unfortunately Chimp from the top down was able to pick it up. Peterbot and Byla are up onto 9 eliminations, all in the solo plays. Byla dipping back in the zone and finding 3. Peterbot then, since it's solo, has found 3 of himself. And look, he's challenging players. He's going for it. Angers ripped apart. He is going, and there's a reason he's in first. Look at the moves.
And look at this, a big 180 as well before he gets sent out of the lobby. Talk about big plays and bigger clutches there in the end. And now it's players on the bubble here trying to fight their way up to top 10. Remember, all of these engagements will be worth thousands of dollars and leaderboard implications as we continue throughout the day. Quad and TabsG finally make their way to an end game here. What can they do? It's a clean 2v2v1 though. A player goes down, and here it is. It should be a nice closeout here. It's Larson who's on the run. Quad and TabsG come on through, and they secure themselves a nice victory royale.
What a way to start off. But when that consistency drops a little bit, drops a couple of times, everyone else has the opportunity to have that one big game to put them back on that leaderboard. And that's what's happening right now as the rotation comes out.
Degen and Niamzo started this day off like around 18th place. So did Rokane and Joji. And they're already inside that first place, well within that top 5. These are those hero efforts we're watching unfold here on day number 2. But Miro and Bugha are alive. They're healthy. They're the scariest team on the heels of everyone else in first and second place on high ground. Once again, Trashy and Glace are up here, and for good reason. Remember, they were clashing up against Peter and Byla just a little bit ago, but Acorn and Edgy now starting to get active as well. 3 elims is a big game for them.
trying to find some room. 430 above, nice little short pad, but Miro again taking a bunch of chip damage straight to the front side of the zone. And good job going up a level to make sure he didn't get edited down. We're in the cascading placement point, so as long as you can stay on your feet, you're good. The big difference being you have to find elims right now. You have to close the gap and find it as Qual gets a knock on the dubs. You can see Miro doing the about face. Pam still gets a knock onto the roller. Trashy and Glaze just raining shots down from above, and Aegis and Kanata find one. They're on the bottom right-hand side. We'll take their look. That was hide and seek going down.
That's a big elimination right there. That's going to put them up at 2, 6 points, and of course more placement points out the side here. He's going to cut this team off. Hits his wall as well. A huge shot, but he gets punished even more. He didn't even have time to think about healing. I don't think he expected to just get hit so hard in that moment here. Aegis now has to wait for the heals to drop. This is smart. It's important to go ahead and sit back here. He has some match, but how much time does he have to work with? We have Iamzo continuing to clutch up as well. So 2 big solos are alive right now. Rocade and Joji are one of the best duos up though as well, as they're still our 5th place team. But back on over to Aegis. Here it is. Nico and Polarize have been playing a little too good today. It's time to run, Aegis.
Keep the press going. Aegis trying to find some space, but only 2 more builds, and that's going to be it. He's going to be stuck with mantles and just trying to recycle other people's builds. He does have the legendary striker, so there is some one-shot potential if you can find somebody low, but he was the somebody low, as Trashy and Glaze are looking to capitalize on everyone else who has gone down. But again, Boga and Miro still up on their feet. Only 2 eliminations going through as Rokane finds his 4th for himself right before XF ends up taking him down. We'll see who gets the confirmation. Pamsto is actually going to benefit them from that as Joji and Rokane go down.
Huge shot now for Booga and Miro to jump back in here. They're about 10 points away. They meet up with one another. It's all or nothing. A huge shot there from Booga onto Aegis. Put that man down. Earn those points here. And now they're on the heels of 2nd place here. High ground's not free though. They're coming down. Might be a little too early, some might say. We'll find out. Booga and Miro still up and cooking here. Another elim. That's onto Thatch. Miro makes it in ever so slightly, just barely. But the support from one another is beautiful to see unfold here. Miro now takes the lead, edging his way out to the front side, and you have to love that we have a 2v2v1 now.
Pamsto in the back of the zone, just using the med miss, trying
Miro's
to take it
on height.
Miro rips height away as a solo, and then you can see the push coming through using that drum.
My God.
He's gonna find it, but he has to get the confirm, and he goes down. He goes down. Now it's a 1v1. Trashy and Pamsto will be on the other side, trying to find it, trying to get back in the zone. He's looking. He's like, where is he? I know he's in the zone. I know he's waiting it out. The French Canadian just trying to heal and look for an opportunity, but Trashy is going to be able to find it. 10 elimination. I'll make it 11 in the victory royale from Glaze and Trashy. They pulled themselves all the way up into the top 15. Dignitas Miro, Sentinels Booga, still up on their feet.
They fell in 23rd place there or somewhere about, so it's okay, but it's not great. It allows teams like Miro and Booga to go ahead and jump on in, vault themselves, continued into that conversation. But I want to know,
look at this.
Where are the others? Where's Cold? Is he still in play right now? Where is Aegis duo? Are they still in play right now? Those are the teams that stand to benefit from the #1 duo going down already here so early. But take a look. Out comes the rotates.
Yeah, and here we are hopping on board here. Wall Taker Cold looking for some room. And honestly, I'm not sure I've seen this zone this season, whether watching all the cash cups and the scrims. There is no viable land in play. The percentage to pull this is ridiculous, and the players Slacks and Clarity are trying to cut to the outside, everyone else taking to the sky, but they're so open, everyone is focused on rotating. There's very few exchanges going out, which means the players who get to the front of the zone first and can about face are going to have an utter buffet of eliminations to be able to pick up.
This is NAE East Finals, ladies and gentlemen. This is where things start to get very interesting for us. It's endgame, it's high ground plays, it's teams playing for their first ever victory royale in a final stage setting. These type of moments will change the mentality of our pros forever. A team like Polo and Shoney, first time showing up in a finals. Can they secure a win? Yes, they can, and if they do, that's the confidence booster for the year to set things up. But right now, back into the conversation here, Walltaker by himself, still holding on to that placement point. He has now jumped up though. He's gone from 202 to 219. Can he get on the wall? No, he gets taken out there. Day slides in, Clicks follows up, and down he goes, kicking down the door. 4 Elin for them. Miro and Booga, however, are still alive here now. Down goes Miro. Booga has to clutch this up. He turns back. He wants to take the fight. A solo slides in. Who was that? He's out of there.
Trying to find some spots, but no more builds for Booga. And notice, hey, full water zone to full water zone. Yeah, there's a little bit of land in between, but what are you gonna do once you get there if you don't have builds? You see Booga trying to check the backside of the zone, trying to see if there's anything there. He finds some flops, finds some splashes to be able to get some room up on the high ground. Polo, Shonyi trying to just run this out, push themselves up the leaderboard, but right now the room is given for the World Cup solo champion to put his statement on it. He needs to find a refresh on the backside of the zone. That was his very last build to just cover the top. He's trying to find someone on the backside, and he goes down in 13th.
To the hands of Larson there, who slides on up, picks up those points. Now on over to our number 6 position team, Pamsto and Fatch here. They started this game at around 11. They jumped their way on up into this conversation, as has Edgy and Acorn. A huge shot there. Love the pre-fires. That is what it is all about right there. Armored walls get slammed down though, so things are gonna start slowing down. Nexi and Narwhal find themselves in an end game already at 5 eliminations here. They're starting to rocket their way on up. These are big opportunities now for teams to go ahead and get into these conversations. And remember, you want to do well no matter who you are, because there is so much money on the line. This is it. It's all or nothing for Tabne. He is just trying to clutch up right now. A great game for him, puts him around 6. Polo and Shoni though, they are not looking to jump down, not just yet. As I say that though, he hops in and finds a great elimination there onto Rise. Meanwhile, Polo's like, hold up, I'll sit back. Thanks for the refresher there. You can give me some of that loot. We'll work with that.
Right now, Fatch, Pamstel, they're trying to work on the low ground while Shonyi and Polo are up on the high ground. You can find some great shots coming out from Fatch. The French Canadians trying to push right to the top 5. He finds an angle. Give me them toes, he said. Fatch cuts them down like their Achilles, not dipped in the river Styx. As you can see, Nexi finding some room. Nexi and Narwhal, they're making a push themselves. 5 eliminations, plenty of control going through, and we're pulling all the way back over water. Forget what I said about viable land. I'm just wrong. We got water zones all day here in the east.
It's definitely opportunity right here and now. Fatch and Pam here trying to get active. I like what I'm seeing here, Sundown. I mean, it's gonna get a little crazy. Who's gonna clutch up?
They're trying to find the shots here. Nexi ends up going down. Fatch gets traded out himself. Pamsel, he wants to find the refreshes. Polo dips in, and Pamsel gets the gift from above. And you see him timing, waiting to make sure he gets the maximum for the siphon. And he goes straight up, recognizing it's a 1v1. Pamsel, the French Canadian, he says, whoa. 2-horse race? No, let's make it a 4-horse race. Don't forget about me. I predicted them the entire time last season, and maybe I was just a season late, but the newcomer, Shonyi, trying to do something about it, but what he does is run out of builds, and all of a sudden, the French Canadians, they're knocking on the door.
This is why you cannot count out players that are inside the top 3. Peterbot takes a huge shot there, though. If he goes down again outside that top 20, there's going to be more and more opportunity for Booga, for Miro, for Scented, for Cole to start to hop back up and take hold of that #1 spot.
And we saw Miro yesterday in game number 1. Booga went down, and then he picked up basically every possible solo in Elam at the last final minute, but now we're going to swing on over as Kanata ends up taking down Wall Taker. He's going to find that one, and that is massive as it puts Cold as a solo. And honestly, Wall Taker has been doing a lot of the work. Typically, we see Cold is the one who's having a bunch of those Elams because, like his name suggests, he's the one who's pressuring the wall while Cold does all the cleanup. But instead, great level change, dropping all the way down, recognizing the fact that he has the utility. If he can just find a little bit of breathing space, but nobody wants to give it to him, might end up playing the backside of the zone, tries to find a short pad, but everyone's already built it up, but instead he finds a 158 insta-knock. Cold, that was gross!
Onto Voyal there in a big exchange, more points for him, and he is fighting his way into this game now. And talk about, you really get to see how good he is, how mechanically skilled this player is, the way that he managed to escape that play, but now stay alive and continue to fight for more. Meanwhile, on high ground, it's Muzz battling it out, just trying to hold on to dear life there, but Cold is the man of the hour. This is a solo. What can he do? He gets taken out just inside the top 15.
Now all my eyes are on the lower part of the screen. Booga and Miro there, but Avery and Muzz have gone from 12th to 8th on just this one. They're trying to put a stamp on it. Don't forget about Muzz, the OCE transplant. He won an FNCS and NAE, the only one to come across, and he's trying to win it here now, trying to push through, put his name in the hat with the final 2 games left, trying to find a little bit of daylight, getting wall to wall, dropping down. He has no builds. It's all going to be about how well he moves.
Kanata and Angers end up on height. How in the world did this happen here? And not only that, their competition is down. Their competition is out. This could be a chance to go ahead and snatch up third, but Booga is still alive here. He's still working this low ground right now. 254. He is closing that gap onto that #1 spot. Give him some more points here. He is so hurt. The siphon was not enough to keep him alive, but a top 6 is not bad. Talk about a hero's effort to clutch up. Now, the story's on to Acorn and Edgy, who managed to find their way into 15th place. A comeback story here on day 2 for not only Kanata and Angers, but Edgy and Acorn as well. They've been playing this low ground. They're a flexible team. They do it well.
See, still up on the high ground. Agers, Kanata raining down shots, walkers and scares, trying to get their day 2 rolling as they make an end game here. Top 5, and they're one of the duos who is still up. We have a couple solo riders around, but Acorn trying to be as strong as an oak here, finding shots around the outside. Some splashes from the teammate, only 3 builds, but the control from the low ground. He finds Melito on the backside, still looking for more elims. They add 4 onto the title, and they're into the top 4.
Your Kanatas and Angers on high ground, though.
You
do not want to let these elims get away from you. Basically, this is why Kanata's hopping in. That's why D-Roll is down. Now Walkers is down, so Kanata's already found 2, and they're putting in their 2 cents into this conversation. There goes the finish. It's a 2v2, 4th versus 5th. This is a leaderboard implication battle right now, and Angers has the advantage. Kanata jumps down. He's bold. He's willing to risk it all right now for the highlights. The play comes through. A pre-shot onto Edgy. That's a huge one. Kanata with the angle. He's so quick, you can't even see him, and it's all over.
Agers, Kanata take away game number 10.
Kanata now slides up into 3rd, so he's kind of slide his way on all the way up. Edgy is still going crazy here. He finds another one, but let's go on over to the FaZe Bizzle, who gets taken out by Yamzo once again here, racking up and clutching up some points.
And Edgy got Agers. Edgy got Agers. He said, hey, you think they have a chance? No, we're taking that chance away from them. And now all of a sudden, SPG's prediction, Acorn, Edgy, trying to push through the 33 Infusion Esports players, but Kanata saying, hey, I got my top 10 streak on the line. I'm trying to make the play. Agers already has 3 elims for him, so he did his work. It's Kanata's turn to turn those tables.
That's right. Last game, Kanata and Agers did so well. Kanata had those 8 elims. This time, Agers legs is the lobby with 3, so a much better performance for him already. Meanwhile, Rokin and Joji popping off as well. 6 elims. Can they make it a big 7 here? They're looking for it, but the wall, the floor, it all gets taken in front of him. He has to change course. This is such pro play and high-level play, thinking about all these little minute details while you're in the heat of the moment. Meanwhile, low ground, Avery also alive there alongside Muzz. Edgy's looking down at them. Can he create this melting pot worth of points here? He doesn't find anything, not just yet.
They're trying to find the elims on the backside of the zone, turning back and finding the players who are just ratting around in those catacombs, picking up everyone who has just thrown themselves into the fray, into the fracas, and look at the angles they're throwing as Diego finally goes down. He had a nice little tear for himself there, but Blake and Lawrence trying to get themselves back in the conversation. No builds, no white HP on Kanata. That means you are extremely limited to the point where he had no other options, and Rokin and Joji are going to pick it up, and great pathing from them to head to the front of the zone. We're closing in on the top 5. There's one solo out there. Everyone else has a buddy here in game number 11.
This is crazy. 4th place still in the lobby, 6th place still in the game as well. And then you have a top 10, a new top 10. Who Fishy and Kaz jump their way on in. Edgy starts to get pressure here from high ground. Command Caverns, Elite, and Bank are up top trying to secure a victory royale here for the day. Let's see it though. Edgy starts to slide around. They're at 8 elims now already. There's still a couple more opportunities in front of them though. What is he gonna do here? He's sitting inside the storm, but no! Ooh, someone swings around and finds a big 2, and that's a 6-point swing, and the placement points as well. Rocaine is going crazy this game.
Rocaine said, you saw the individual effort to get me qualified. You saw what I did at the start of the season. Don't write me out yet. Trying to push through, trying to find everything he can. But Bank and Elite, they're the high ground team. Have been going through and only 2 builds on Joji. You can see him trying to separate the shield out. Rocaine is going to be forced to take the minis. It's all going to be on Joji to create some space and some options, so the 2v2 is coming.
Bank has a win condition. Elite has even more heals. They can actually ride this one out. We have not seen a heal off in the FNCS finals to date. right? Everyone's been fighting it out to the very last moments, but this is one of those times where you have the win almost just written in stone in front of you, and now you have to wait this out. Elise says, yes, take these heals. You know what? I'm going to commit here. I think I can do this. Low ground doesn't have builds, though. It's going to come down to this wire. Joji will eventually have to fight back.
Yo, but if they're playing heal off, you do not drop down. Period, full stop. You do not give them siphon and give them the option. If you are committing to a heal off, you turn and you run into the zone. Don't give them the elimination. Don't give them the siphon. Keep the control. That's why Bank is up there. And now Elite is dropping down, looking for an angle, trying to find something. But since we still have 43 seconds, there's tons of time.
He's going to back up now. He's going to go in and play this high ground here. They have a lot of ammo to work with as well. Remember, ultimately, you want to do damage as well. If you don't touch them, you don't earn points, and you need those points if you want to get closer and closer to that big prizing that will open up later into the tournament if you can play well. Elite makes a big mistake. He goes down. He takes the full 2v1. He finds one. Elite just might 2v1 this in the end, and he wants the win.
Yeah.
He wants it bad, and he takes that win.
He said, Sundown, you won't drop down because you don't hit shots like I do. As Dejan is trying to hold on to a 7th place spot, but we're keeping eyes on Cold and Walltaker. A couple elims, a couple more placement points, and they will rip that 2nd place away from Booga and Miro. They've already pushed themselves into 3rd, but Chimp is trying to get himself into the top 10 with a great shot there on the TK. Hey, and we got some solo riders running around. There's some plays to be made here.
A lot of plays to be made, a lot of points to be picked up here. Chimp slides around the side. He has broken into that top 10, but one more elim will do enough to solidify it. Meanwhile, a shot from the back. It's Cold. It's a wintertime play here. What can he do? There goes the edit. No, nicely done. Chimp's hurt. Back against the wall. Turns around. He is just too good. He's quick on his feet. The siphon's going to keep him up now. 41 HP. Minis in hand. But do you play for the fight or do you go for the heal?
He has to tick over at least one more placement.
This is for second.
2v1v2. This is for 2nd place right now. What can Cole do? The redemption run from the performance last after this. He's dipping back.
He knows it. He wants it.
He finds it. Cole rips away 2nd place from Booga and Miro. Donnie and Mac would put themselves into the top 20 with the finish. But
our 12 games here in FNCS finals. There we can see here the breakdown of prize money as well. SBG, $130,000 going to Peter Bottom Byler. Amazing stuff.
Amazing. And we saw that